chosen one. Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because right now, all around you, something invisible but unstoppable is pulling children into your orbit. It's not by chance, not by luck, not because you've been perfect or have it all figured out. No, right now, there's a force at work drawing the little ones, the innocent, the fragile, the confidants of the future, straight to you. And I'm telling you, this is a sign. This is not something you're imagining or a random wave passing by. It is real. It is louder than the noise of the world, stronger than the distractions of the day. Children are drawn to you instinctively, and it's because you carry what they need, even if you don't always see it yourself. Let me show you exactly what's happening when a child looks at you and doesn't shy away, but instead leans in closer, searching your eyes for something steady, something safe. In this chaotic world, kids are experts at sensing what's real and won't stop. The pings, buzzes, the never-ending parade of alerts demanding just one more scroll, just one more distraction. It's not just background noise, it's a flood trying to drown your clarity. Your fingers hover over your screen at 3 a.m. again, tempted to dive down that rabbit hole where the hours disappear and your soul's whisper gets muffled by memes and headlines that mean nothing. The light from your phone stings your eyes, your breath catches in your throat as you realize you need sleep. But your brain is wired shut, thinking of what you're missing out on or what's waiting just beyond reach. Not just a distraction, but a trap. A prison disguised as connection. You try to pray, but your mind keeps looping back to the last message, the latest update, the thread you left unfinished. Sleepless nights aren't just because your body can't rest. They're because your enemy steals your rest by hijacking your focus. Let me show you exactly what they're experiencing when they pull you into the noise. Their purpose shatters into a million fragmented pieces. They become shadows chasing shadows, scattered and pointless. Then listen to this carefully. There's another form of distraction that strikes deep. The weapon of doubt disguised as advice. Right now, the voices promising help are whispers of confusion. They say, "Are you sure that's the right path? Maybe you're too tired, maybe you're too young, maybe the vision you clutch is just a dream." They don't come as roaring threats, they slide in like a fog settling over your conviction. You wake up with those whispers in your mind. You sit at your desk staring blankly at your to-do list, questioning every step. You remember all the times people turned away, said you wouldn't make it. This isn't just poisonous talk. It's a weight pulling you under, a slow suffocation of your resolve. Let me break this down for you. These doubts are designed to isolate you, to make your dreams feel fragile, to make the calling seem like it's not worth the fight. Every time you push forward, these doubts pile up, a mountain made of invisible bricks. You try to brush them off with logic, with prayer, with ambition, but they stick like tar. And here's what is truly devastating. They grow stronger when you are tired, when your defenses are down, when the shadows get longer. This is not coincidence. This is war against your hope. Now hear me on this. There's a darkness distraction in the form of relationship warfare. The people closest to you become tangled in the battle, sometimes unaware soldiers in the enemy's ranks. Right now, there are hard words thrown in the heat of the moment. There are so-called friends who pull away just when you need them most. Let me take you into what this looks like. You call, you text late at night, hoping for encouragement or a sign that you're not alone. The silence is deafening. You see social media posts filled with laughter and life from people you thought were on your side. Your heart sinks. You wonder if your struggles made you invisible or if your pain made you a burden. You try to reach out one more time, but the message goes unanswered again. You sit in the quiet aftermath, replaying conversations, dissecting every word for hidden meaning. The tension grows. Each rejection feels like a wound deeper than any physical pain. Let me tell you what makes this distraction so dangerous. It snatches your support, your community, your emotional fuel. It drives you into loneliness where whispering fears echo the loudest. You try to fix the damage with apologies, with gifts, with silence, but it never feels enough. And the enemy knows. Isolated chosen ones are easier prey. Listen to this. The distraction of physical weariness is a brutal, subtle thief. Right now, your body fights hidden battles, aches that don't relent, energy that drains faster than you can recharge. Mornings where your limbs feel like lead. Maybe it's a restless night, maybe it's the pressure, the unknown, or the weight of expectation bearing down. Let me explain just why this is so crippling. You wake before dawn, your heart pounding, your thoughts a messy storm that won't settle. You feel the soreness in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest. Breathing feels shallow. You reach for pills that promise relief. Sleep aids, painkillers, anything to shut down the chaos for a few hours. You pray with tears on your cheeks, pleading for rest that won't come. You scroll your phone until exhaustion claims you, only to wake tangled in the same fight. Let me take you into what it means to live this way. Every day, your body screams betrayal, even as your spirit screams determination. Every task becomes a mountain twice as high. Every victory is tarnished with a cost that nobody sees. You try to hide it, you push through, you soldier on because the calling is relentless. But the fatigue is a sneaky saboteur. It dulls your senses, clouds your decisions, saps your faith. It's a relentless weight that tries to make you quit. Let me take you deeper into the trap of false urgency. Right now, there's a relentless pressure whispering that if you don't jump on every opportunity, every passing chance, your future will collapse. It's a nail-biting, heart-racing frenzy where the to-do list grows longer than the hours in the day. The calendar is packed, the meetings double-booked, the promises overwhelming. Let me tell you the real cost behind this. You run from one thing to another, never catching your breath or settling your soul. You eat meals on the go, forget to drink water, and the cell phone never leaves your hand. You miss the stillness God intended, the quiet moments where clarity is born. You try to rest, but guilt claws at your mind. You try to say no, but fear of missing out grips you. This false urgency fractures your focus. It hijacks your priority. Every distraction masquerades as opportunity. Every shouting voice claims to be the one that matters. Your spiritual clarity gets lost in the shuffle. Your heart gets exhausted by the noise. Let me show you why this deception is so cunning. It leaves you feeling busy but empty, productive but misdirected, moving but stagnant. Now listen carefully. There's a distraction born of fear of failure. Right now, you rehearse the worst-case scenarios in your mind. You imagine doors slamming. You replay past mistakes like broken records. You see the crowd turning away. The voice inside shouts that failure means the end. Let me break this down for you. That fear is a shadow enemy that paralyzes your steps before they even take flight. You hesitate to speak up, to launch the project, to share the vision because the cost of falling is too high in your mind. You try to silence that voice with courage, with prayer, with affirmations, but it roots deeper every time you recall a setback. You struggle, in silence, wrestling panic that stabs at your chest. You watch others move forward with ease and envy creeps in. But here's the raw truth. The enemy wants you frozen in fear, wants your destiny rerouted into silence, wants you to wait until every light dims. But you are not built for that stasis. You are built for movement, for victory, even in the face of failure. Hear me closely. The distraction of misplaced trust creeps in often without warning. Right now, you might be holding on to people or plans that no longer serve your purpose. You pray for breakthroughs and instead see delays. Your investments, financial, emotional, spiritual, are yielding little but confusion. Let me show you the damage this causes. Every handshake that falters, every promise not kept, Every plan that circles back as a dead end chips away at your momentum. You find yourself questioning your judgment, your insight, your direction. You wrestle with letting go while clutching tighter, afraid that if you release what's familiar, the whole world will cave in. You fight a lonely battle inside, searching for clarity. Attempts to force doors open fail. You fast, you pray, you seek counsel, but the breakthrough hovers just out of reach. This distraction is not random chaos. It's a targeted assault aimed to exhaust your trust, to make you retreat into isolation or despair. Then let me tell you about the darkness disguised as urgency for perfection. Right now, the weight on your shoulders demands flawlessness. Every word, every move is put under a microscope. Mistakes feel catastrophic. Let me take you into that pressure cooker moment when your insomnia is fueled by the fear that one wrong step will undo everything. You double-check your work 3 times, you rehearse conversations until your voice shakes. You torture yourself over things unseen by anyone else. You fear rejection because it feels like erasure. The enemy knows this wears you down because striving for impossibility steals your joy and chips away your peace. You try to find rest, but the standard won't drop. This relentless pursuit of perfection isn't holy. It's an attack that cloaks itself in discipline but leaves you drained. Let me explain why this is so deadly. It steals your celebration of progress. It withholds grace. It makes you a slave to a harsh voice louder than any encouragement you could receive. Right now, in this moment, the distraction of comparison prowls your mind. You scan your feed, your circle's circle, seeing others' victories as if your own are not enough. You measure yourself with rulers forged in insecurity. Let me break this down for you. Comparison is a thief of joy and focus. It fuels the enemy's strategy to make you chase shadows, to doubt your own journey, to ignore the unique path laid out for you. When you look at what everyone else has, what they've achieved, how easily they seem to carry destiny's weight, your shoulders slump just a bit lower. You think your progress is slow. You think your gifting is irrelevant. You think your calling is small. You try to quiet these lies with affirmations, with prayer, with reminding yourself of your own milestones. But the distraction is persistent, scratching at your mind like a storm that won't pass. You lose sight of why you started. You lose sight of who chose you. You lose focus on your own covenant. Finally, the distraction that pierces the spirit is the lie that you're alone in this fight. Right now, when the weight feels unbearable, when the nights are the darkest, when the mountains seem too steep, a whisper sneaks its way into your heart. You're on your own. Let me take you into that pit of loneliness and despair that traps so many chosen ones. You turn away from the phone. You stop reaching out. You retreat into silence. The enemy gloats in the shadows, hearing you say to yourself again and again, I have no one. Every failed attempt at connection, attempt at every dry prayer, every unanswered cry fuels this lie. You pace the room, the walls closing in. You bite back tears. You try to talk yourself out of it. You plead for a sign. You search the scriptures but find hollow comfort. But here's what you must hear. You are never alone. This lie is the deepest distraction and the oldest trick. Step by step, word by word, moment by moment, hold fast to the truth that God's hand is on you, unseen but unshakable. Chosen one, now hear this. They wanted to drown you in noise, but you're hearing these words clear as day. They hope to shatter your faith, but your roots dig deeper in the night. They prayed your light would go dim, but your flame burns brighter beside the shadows. They plotted your distractions to keep you scattered, but your focus is fierce, unbreakable, relentless. They launched every distraction in the playbook, but you are standing, still standing, suddenly, overnight now. Keep your eyes on the prize, hold your heart steady because this battle is already won. Your destiny is sealed by a power that no darkness can touch. Not just this moment, but every moment after. Your focus is your weapon, your shield, your victory. Now go with that fire blazing, chosen and victorious, unstoppable, awakened, moving forward in undeniable grace. Chosen one, listen carefully, because right now the story does not end with distraction or defeat. No. Right now the scales are tipping, the tide is turning, and the enemy's plans are unraveling before your very eyes. Let me tell you what's happening in the spiritual realm at this moment. The very distractions that tried to cage you are now setting you free. What they meant for fracture, God is weaving into a fortress. What they meant for chaos, God is sculpting into clarity. Right now, the reversal begins not with thunderous fanfare, but quiet promise, subtle shifts in unseen places that ripple into the life you live. You might not see it yet, but the evidence is forming. Let me explain why this reversal is happening and why it's so devastating for the darkness. Those lies, those distractions, those faint whispers, all of them taken captive and exposed one by one. The noise that tried to steal your focus now meets your sharpened spirit that won't be silenced. The doubts you wrestled with find their match because truth is rising in your breast, steady and unyielding. The wounds from relationships that seemed broken start to heal because grace is flooding into empty spaces, repairing what was torn. The fatigue that left you defeated is becoming your teacher, revealing strength you didn't know you had. You feel it, don't you? The shifting inside, the seed cracking open, the dawn breaking through the longest night. This is not coincidence, it's payoff. You tried to keep your heart and spirit intact while darkness trampled close, and now that faith, that endurance, that grit is bursting forth. Let me take you into what this looks, into what, like in the flesh and blood reality, you live this very day. The bills you thought would pile higher, the accounts you prayed over in desperation, guess what? Payments come through unexpectedly. Doors you thought were locked slam open. Calls you prayed for ring out loud and clear. Opportunities that were buried in delay now rise full and undeniable. Not by luck, not by chance, but by the divine orchestration working overnight right now. It's the whisper in the wind, the sudden phone call, the email marked urgent, the meeting scheduled out of nowhere. You see it in the numbers, in your bank balance balancing out just enough to breathe. You see it in the calendar where someone cancels just so that the right door opens wide. This is vindication, chosen one. Proof that those who tried to stop you have been stopped themselves. The scale is flipping, and every seemingly lost fight adds fuel to your unstoppable rise. Now listen closely. Relationships that fractured deep are not left broken. Out of pain comes restoration. Not just healing, but unexpected favor. The ones who walked away begin turning back. Doors of communication creak open as apologies and fresh understanding pour in. Loneliness is replaced by connection that feels more real and more solid than ever before. You don't have to chase these bridges, they rebuild themselves. People drawn to your fire are drawn because heaven sends them. The enemy tried to isolate you to make you weak. But here's what you need to understand. The restoration you're walking into is not partial. It's full. It's not temporary, it's lasting. Not just a patch, but a breakthrough, building a network of support bigger than before. And through it all, your heart learns something crucial. True connection never dies. It may hide, but never disappears. You embrace these returns with eyes wide open, clearer about who belongs in your circle and who was noise. And because of that discernment, your circle strengthens overnight now, suddenly. But what about your body? What about the nights when rest abandoned you? Let me take you deep into this truth. Right now, the weariness is shifting. Every ache that gripped you tight loosens while true rest slips into your bones. Your sleep starts to push back the panic of 3 a.m., In those long, lonely hours when you lie wide awake, heart pounding and breath shallow, the invisible tide begins to turn. That heaviness in your chest, that relentless ache in your head begins to lift. You may not feel it fully yet, but keep pressing toward it because true healing is catching up. You try everything: pills, prayer, meditation, counting sheep, and nothing fixed it before. But now, grace is changing the game. Deeper sleep presses you down gently. Dreamless moments stretch longer. Morning comes with less fog and a spirit steadily fueled by divine renewal. Your body still battles, but not alone. You're walking a hidden path of healing not seen by the world, but fully witnessed in heaven's courts. This is glorification in the making. Your weakness made strong, your exhaustion made energy, your limits redefined by God's power right now. Let me show you why your destiny is no longer hostage to false urgency or perfectionism. You used to run frantic, worried your worth was tied to how much you did, how perfectly you did it. But now the Spirit is reordering your steps. Breathing is holy again. Pauses are sacred. Saying no becomes a weapon of strength, not defeat. You know your value is not in the grind, but in alignment. Tasks fall into place naturally now. The pressure to perform loses its grip. You move with a new rhythm, calmer but more fierce. The list still grows, yes, but your spirit no longer crumbles under it. You've learned to see enduring progress where once you saw only failure. Now listen to this carefully. That shift is causing breakthrough in your career or calling. Doors that slammed shut now swing wide with welcome. Projects that stalled now gain momentum. The people who once doubted see your rising profile and stir with surprise because what they dismissed is now undeniable. You operate not from hustle but from destiny, not from stress but from peace, not from fear but from power. This is vindication, pure and clear, shining on your path. Now hear me on this. Fear of failure no longer holds you captive. That deep, cold fear that once gripped your heart morning after morning has lost its throne. You face it head on with new courage because you know failure is not the end, but the proving ground. Every setback is a signpost, every mistake a teacher. You dare to speak, to act, to open yourself boldly because you've tasted the sweetness of overcoming. You see past the momentary falls into eternal triumph. You laugh louder at the lies that once intimidated you. You watch lesser chosen ones drown in fear while you swim stronger, faster. And here is the gift. This freedom from fear draws favor. Unlike before, spontaneous alliances, unexpected discoveries, doors opening that you didn't even knock on. They all come because your spirit has stepped into boldness. Every failure you survive propels you forward. That equal measure of grace poured out became your armor overnight now. I want to take you into the deep consequence of releasing misplaced trust. Once you held tight to people and plans that led nowhere but weariness. But the wisdom you've gained is fierce and unshakable. You know what to hold and what to release. You see opportunities for what they are, divine appointments, not distractions. Because your discernment sharpens like a blade, no more waiting on dead ends or false promises. Instead, you find divine connections stepping forward, ones that align with your calling. Not just luck, but divine precision. This shift saves you from burnout and heartache. You stop spinning wheels. Instead, you build on rock. You don't just survive your plans, you're collapsing. You thrive in what rises from the rubble. Your expectations align with heavenly reality and grace follows each step. Let me tell you, chosen one, this is not a coincidence but evidence that wisdom born from pain is powering your commission. Speaking of commission, hear me now. The distraction of comparison dies because your identity awakens. You stop chasing shadows and start embracing the unique gifting wrapped tight in your spirit. Instead of looking sideways and measuring yourself by others' timelines, you walk your path with confidence and joy. Your gifts, your journey, your calling. These are not second best, but divinely crafted for this moment. You see progress no one else sees and celebrate victories no one understands but God. That inner peace is your shield against envy and doubt. The enemy's noise about what others have and do falls silent because your eyes are fixed on the crown set before you. This shift is your vindication, a quiet but unstoppable force that propels you to fulfill your unique mandate. The distractions die, your purpose rises, overwhelming the noise like morning sun floods darkness. You are no longer a reflection of someone else's success. You are your own mighty testimony unfolding right now. Now the final deep distraction, the crushing lie that you're alone, crumbles under the truth of divine presence and support. You don't have to fight in silence or solitude. Help is rushing to your side. Angels are assigned to your steps in ways you can't yet see. The enemy counts on your isolation because alone you are vulnerable. But the moment you believe you are surrounded, covert reinforcements multiply. You feel the presence when you pray. You hear the encouragement in unexpected places. Genuine community finds you, people sent to hold your hand, to catch you when you fall. You reach out, and hands meet yours. No longer a solitary soldier, but part of a fierce army, bound not by force but by grace. This is your calling's new dimension. Walking victorious, not merely surviving, but thriving in connection that will carry you further than you ever dreamed. Chosen one, count it all as blessing and breakthrough. This reversal is not just recovery, but upgrade. Not just vindication, but promotion. The distractions that tried to break you have built you into a warrior sharpened by fire. Your focus no longer wavers, but cuts through any attack with the sword of clarity. Your heart no longer folds under pressure, but beats with the rhythm of purpose. Your mind no longer wanders, but holds steady, anchored by faith. Your path is lit now, not by the fading glow of temporary strength, but by the eternal fire of destiny. You are commissioned, called out, equipped, sent forth more powerful than ever. They wanted you shattered, but heaven made you unbreakable. They hoped to stifle your voice, but your shout echoes through the skies. They prayed for you to fall into despair, but your joy floods the darkest valleys. They plotted distractions to steal your focus, but your vision is razor sharp. They aimed every trap to isolate you, but you walk in mighty community. They threw every lie to confuse you, but your truth stands firm and steady. They boasted that fear would keep you frozen, but you run with boldness flaming behind you. They pushed for perfection to crush your spirit, but you rest in grace that fuels your power. They sought comparison to bind your soul, but you walk in freedom with your own anointing. They whispered you're alone, but you rise surrounded by unseen armies. Chosen one, the distractions came, but they failed. The distractions came, but you overcame. The distractions came, but now you move forward, commissioned and uncompromised, unstoppable and victorious. This is your moment. This is your time. Suddenly. Overnight. Now. Chosen one. Listen closely, because right now the narrative changes. Your story rises from the ashes that looked like end times, but were divine new beginnings. Let me tell you something crucial that's unfolding in the invisible, in the spiritual currents just beyond the physical sense. This season of reversal is layering itself thicker, surer, more unstoppable. What once pressed down with heavy hands now lifts with gentle but relentless power. Where you thought you had nothing left, your hands find new strength. Where the night felt endless, dawn breaks sharper, lighting every corner darkness tried to hide in. You are not just emerging, you are ascending into a higher level of destiny, and heaven's plans accelerate around you. Right now you may feel steady, but let me take you deeper. The breakthrough is not only around the corner, it's breathing on your neck, knocking at every door. The promises you whispered in desperate prayers begin arriving not as whispers but as thunderclaps. Check your surroundings, because favor is coming from unexpected directions. Those letters long delayed arrive in your mailbox. The phone rings with opportunity, with affirmation, with alliances you prayed for but thought would never come. Every moment of waiting is crowned with sudden fulfillment. This is not just luck. This is divine timing snapping perfectly into place. It's an unexpected gift overtaking your calendar, crowning your effort with results you can see, hear, and feel. Now listen carefully. This shift is the enemy's nightmare taking form. Failure is wearing chains. Doubt is silenced by overwhelming proof. What you held by faith is now in your hands, undeniable and solid. Now let me show you the effect this is having on your reputation, your influence, your public presence in the world. Those who scoffed watch in stunned silence as your name rises higher, not just whispered but heralded. Invitations that once bounced off unanswered now flood your inbox. The visibility that seemed impossible is falling on you suddenly, overnight, blossoming even when you thought the darkness would keep you buried. People begin to see you not as a struggling shadow but a beacon calling others into light. Doors you thought were shut slam open so wide you wonder if this is even real. The critics who laughed now keep quiet, their doubt replaced by grudging respect. They wanted to see you fail in public, but now they must watch your victory parade, forced to acknowledge that what they tried to bury lives and thrives. This vindication is no small thing. Public favor surprisingly appears where it wasn't earned by human effort but granted by divine decree. Let me take you into what this means for your relationships, not the broken parts, but the parts fortified with new fire. Right now, someone you thought forgotten or lost circulates back into your life with humility and a fresh heart. Bridges seared by seasons of stormy words and silence now glow with new trust, stronger because hard lessons were learned. This restoration floods your inner world with peace previously thought out of reach. You stop shrinking away, stop fearing rejection, because concrete proof shows God mends even what looked hopeless before. But here's what makes this different. You are no longer dependent on human approval, no longer grasping for validation that faltered before. The new connections anchor you but don't define you. You're commissioned now to stand tall, to draw others to the healing light, to be a living testament that restoration is real, that God's favor flows out of pain and struggle like water from a rock. Hear me clearly. Your health too is rallying. The heavy shadow that once clouded your mornings and ached your nights is lifting incrementally, restoring what seemed lost. Day by day, the fog in your mind clears a little more. The tightness in your chest loosens and your steps grow surer. You aren't just surviving the daily onslaught, you're marching forward with renewed vigor. You remember the endless 3 a.m. battles where fear and restlessness chained you down, the pills that failed to silence the racing thoughts, the prayers that spilled out in tears. But now the nights stretch safe, marked not by panic but by moments of quiet restoration. You're stronger, yes, and this strength isn't from human medicine alone. It is heaven's healing, knitting your body back piece by piece. This is your fortress rising, your temple rebuilding from within. Don't dismiss the small victories. They are the bricks that build your resilience. Let me explain why your career or platform is no longer a grinding uphill battle but a place of supernatural increase. Right now, projects that once stalled jump forward with a momentum you can't explain except by faith. People begin to come alongside you, offering collaboration born of shared vision and mutual respect. Doors that slammed shut now resonate with knocks from unexpected allies. Your influence grows, not by your striving, but by divine acceleration. You find yourself speaking to crowds larger than before, your voice reaching ears once closed. The work of your hands, once doubted, begins to bear fruit, seasons of abundance. This isn't simply success, it's divine multiplication. Whatever time, energy, and spirit you water gets returned with overflow. Let me tell you, chosen one, the commission unfolding here is to lead, to mentor, to multiply, to carry forward what was nearly lost, but now irreversibly redeemed. Now listen to this. The spiritual torment that once gnawed at your confidence, your peace, your joy is now turned to a triumph of peace that surpasses all understanding. Those nights of terror, anxiety tightening around your soul like chains begin to yield to calm faith that roots you deeply. You remember the internal torment, the voices screaming over and over, "You're not enough. You'll never make it. Abandon this fool's errand." You remember walking miles in that mental battlefield, anguish bleeding into every waking moment. But the enemy's grip loosens every day because your spirit is cloaked in armor, forged in trial, and vindicated in victory. You don't just suppress the torment, you expose it, name it, starve it of power with unshakable truth. What once threatened to crush your dreams now becomes fuel for your testimony. You are commissioned to be a light for the weary, a refuge for the broken. Your spiritual breakthrough shines like a beacon, pulling others out of dark dungeons they thought they'd never escape. And then there's the unexpected favor that overwhelms you like a thunderstorm in a dry season. Signs, wonders, open doors you didn't even knock on, unexpected invitations flooding your schedule. This is the tangible proof that you are chosen for blessing. Right now, someone speaks a word on your behalf when you are not in the room. Right now, prayers you did in secret echo back as answers clearer than you dared hope. The blessing is not random chance, it is divine favor raining down, saturating every area of your life. Finances stabilize, relationships deepen, doors open, joy emerges where none was seen before. You feel the wind change in your favor, pushing you forward with a force greater than your own effort. The enemy's schemes cannot hold back what God tears loose. This favor multiplies overnight, right now, suddenly flooding your path with provision and peace. Chosen one, the call is growing louder now. It is no longer a whisper, but a roar. You are commissioned to rise from the ashes of distraction, doubt, and weariness, to stride confidently as a warrior filled with strength and clarity. You are called not to hide, but to shine, not to retreat, but to lead, not to doubt, but to declare. Your commission is to carry the light into dark spaces, to hold your community, to speak truth where fear tries to rule. You have been prepared through trial and triumph alike. This is the moment when your hands are lifted, your voice is heard, and your destiny is fulfilled. You are sent forth clothed in righteousness, equipped with wisdom and courage. Stand firm in this calling because heaven backs you. They hoped you would fall, but you rose. They wanted to silence your voice, but your song echoes. They counted on your weakness, but you stand stronger. They planned every distraction to scatter your focus, but your vision is relentless. They pushed for your isolation, but your community grows. They sought to crush your spirit with fear, but your boldness blazes. They tried to drown your joy in comparison, but your peace reigns. They set every trap for failure, but you walk in supernatural success. They whispered you were alone, but you are surrounded by divine armies. Chosen one, they fought with every weapon they could summon, but you are victorious now. Your reversal is complete. Your vindication is undeniable. Your commission is clear. The distractions came, but heaven gave you focus. The storms came, but heaven gave you refuge. The lies came, but heaven delivered truth. The chains came, but heaven broke every link. Now stand tall. Now move forward. Now declare your victory. This is your season, your destiny, your appointed time. Suddenly, overnight, now.